probably find some. We can look into some no royalty knockoff Pitbull stuff before we get into episode 15. But
Well,
welcome to episode 14, where we will talk about the completely stakes-free Survivor Series.
man, I gotta say, I said yesterday that maybe I'll get to it, and I did. I still haven't watched Survivor Series. I watched Charlotte and Becky, and then I was like, I got some better things to do.
I made my best effort to undersell it for you.
Yeah,
It wasn't hard because it literally the men's Survivor Series match was just okay to watch because of who was in it.
yeah.
But outside of that, I mean that the whole show was pointless.
I mean, the biggest news out of it was the egg.
Yeah, at which felt really tone deaf for you to be holding $100 million egg while you fired everyone around you for budgetary reasons. Um, but yeah, I mean the Roman gets a clean win over Big E, which I mean that felt like a weird ending. Um,
Yeah,
I mean,
not a big
particularly with
ending.
yeah with the New Day on SmackDown, like have the Usos interrupt so that at least you can keep that sort of story going. Because I'm always down for an Usos New Day feud.
Mm.
Put them back inside Hell in a Cell. But yeah, I mean they bookended the hell out of this show because Charlotte, Becky, and Roman Big E were the only points of the show really worth acknowledging.
Wait, wasn't the Usos their whole T-shirt and their catchphrase was day one ish, right?
Yeah,
Like, and we got day one pay-per-view coming up.
they're not
I
even
don't
on the
know.
poster.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a little strange when they first announced that they were calling that
Mhm.
pay per view day one. Um, so yeah, we'll quickly shoot through Survivor Series here. Team Raw basically clean swept this sumbitch except for Roman. Um, Shinsuke did beat Damian Priest in what probably would have been the match of the night had it not been thrown into the pre-show that I had to hunt for on YouTube to watch the damn match. Um, they still put on a pretty good show. It was a little weird how distracted Damian Priest got by Rick Boogs playing guitar at ringside, as I would just think of it as fight music. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, Shinsuke and Roman got the wins for SmackDown. The men's and women's Raw teams both won. Uh, RK Bro got a win over the Usos. Um, and what was the other one? Oh, Becky got a win over Charlotte. Not necessarily clean, but
But Charlotte tried to cheat first.
you got both of your heel women champions in
Yeah.
one match. So
Yeah.
what the hell did you expect for an ending? Um, so yeah, that was Survivor Series. Just a whole lot of nothing. Nothing got progressed. Nothing changed. Yeah, it was a whole bunch of nothing. It was 4.5 hours of nothing.
That's disappointing. I mean, I didn't hate the Becky Charlotte match. It was, I like, and if anything, it's the one that had the most stakes because of all the backstage like rumors and all that stuff about their friendship and stuff. Although I hate that promo that they keep on replaying for Charlotte. And what bothered me so much actually watching that SmackDown is that like why did the crowd go along with that? Like she's a
I
heel, don't go along with it.
I can't remember what town they were in, but they got really lucky with that one.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure if they had been at Allstate Arena, they would have started throwing shit. Uh,
Yeah.
which leads us into Dynamite, or no,
For
was it Rampage or Dynamite where Cody had projectiles come back at him?
I think that was Dynamite. Yeah, that was Dynamite.
Yeah, let's
I
jump
mean, they
into
were both from the same
Dynamite.
spot. It was both from the same place and the same night. They just called it Friday for part of it.
Yeah, let's jump into Dynamite. We'll talk about because Dynamite had some good matches on it, as did Rampage.
Yeah.
So Cody Rhodes, who has become just the most perplexing man in pro wrestling. uh, throws his belt into the Chicago crowd, who chant for the guy to throw it back as if the Red Sox had just hit a home run at Wrigley. And he obliged and got it all the way to the ring apron, which was impressive. I'm not gonna lie. Uh,
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm so confused. Um, I'm nervous to be in his hometown crowd for his City of Atlanta street fight that he's got with Andrade this week. Um,
Did does Roman have a hometown that we're claiming? Because that's the thing. Like, did Roman really ever have that advantage? No, not
Ro-
really. They
it's weird because Roman, I want to say that he's billed from Pensacola. He played football for Georgia Tech, and he's Samoan. So there's a whole. It's kind of like The Rock, where they could never really pin down, so they just like landed on
yeah.
Miami.
Hmm.
Um, so I don't necessarily. I think it just still says Pensacola.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I like it. Atlanta pops pretty hard for Roman. You know,
Yeah.
you get the Georgia Tech faithful that will give him a pop.
Yeah, like because like I know like as far as the Shield goes, I mean I guess you have Iowa, but I don't think they're going to Iowa very often for Seth. But yeah, Cincinnati, that was like the solid. Okay, this member of the Shield is from Cincinnati.
Yeah,
But Dean didn't need any extra help there really. But it would have
yeah.
been nice if Roman got that extra extra pop.
I feel like they do shows in Des Moines and Iowa
Yeah.
City, but I don't think that there's an arena in Davenport. The closest one's probably University of Illinois, and that's 2.5 hours away.
Yeah.
So, but
All
yeah.
right.
So
Oh,
what do you remember from? Because you've probably got a better recollection. You didn't watch the 77 hours of WWE. So refresh my memory on exactly what else we got from AEW this week.
well, we're gonna skip. We're gonna talk about what started off the show uh second, but uh we had a Colton Gunn and Billy Gunn kind of squash of Bear Country. Um and it's kind of really strange that Billy Gunn's getting this resurgent here, but I'm here for it.
I'm here for it too, especially since he gets a singles match with Sting in Atlanta.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am so on board for this. That crowd's gonna go nuts doing the woo with Sting.
Yeah.
Um, and I just I love watching Billy Gunn work. He's still got every ounce of it that he had 15, 20 years ago. It's
Right.
nuts to see, but I mean let the man keep putting on a show because he's still killing it. Colton's not quite at Daddy's level, but
Right.
he was impressive in that glorified squash. Um, I really sort of expected that Atlanta would be Darby and Sting versus Colton and Billy, but I'm kind of okay with the singles match.
Hmm.
Um, probably be Sting taking a couple of bumps that make me a little uncomfortable, but yeah, no, it should be a good one, and I'm with you. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Just keep Mister Ass on TV.
We got some friendsgiving action happening, which Britt Baker wasn't happy about having uh to defend her title, or at least defended a Black Friday deal match. Then this is what I hate about WWE, and I don't even like to see it in stuff. I mean, they're trying to cover for a mistake that they went back and looked. It was like, oh, she never was actually eliminated from that battle royal from a few months ago. Um, but Riho got a chance on Friday to take on Britt Baker, and if she won, she gets the Black Friday deal and gets an actual title match. But I just don't like this whole like. I think how about this Black Friday deal is like you fight, I don't know, like Rebel or somebody at least one of her minions or whatever to get to the actual title match. So let's save the actual winning. They did it a few months ago with uh, um, Eddie and Mox against the Young Bucks, where they won that match, and I didn't get the thing that was for the chance to face them. I thought it was the real deal, and I popped real hard for it. Anyway, um, we had uh, one thing I will say about that match with Cody, it was a bonkers match.
Yeah, it was
And
that
it
was
was
nuts.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, but there was so many things happening in it. But the most noteworthy thing is like I have no idea what's happening with Cody, and I want to say he has a plan or Tony has a plan, uh, but at the same time, like if he does or he doesn't, he's playing it really well or terribly. Like I don't know. Um,
For some reason, it just. I mean, I'm confused by the Cody thing
mm,
as well, but the the other confusing thing here is that they just seem to be sort of lost on what to do with both Black and Andrade.
yeah,
And it's been kind of a lingering thing with Andrade, and I don't know if that's because they're holding out for a time where they're comfortable bringing in Ric Flair. Although now, I mean, that may be in flux since the rumor roundup wanted to make sure we knew that Andrade and Charlotte unfollowed each other on every social media platform because that's something that we should care about.
who's got
Uh,
time for that?
I I
Or
don't
for
know.
creating bots to follow all these wrestlers to see who they're liking and not liking.
Yeah, I how are you keeping up with? I mean, the following and unfollowing thing, like you would have to literally have a printout of their followers and followees and like check it every
Yeah,
so often. Like it's nuts. Maybe Charlotte got hacked and she just had to make a new account. You don't know. Um, it's any number of things, but they seem sort of lost here. And I mean, I love watching Black wrestle. And other thing from this match, praise be to Pac because he sold that hammerlock DDT like he had just been spiked through the earth. Um,
yeah.
like that was nuts. But it is it's confusing on the Cody front because I don't know quit going to Chicago for one, but we'll get to that in a
Well,
minute because
too late because
I'm gonna rant for a fucking while when we get to the meat and potatoes of Chicago.
they're
Um,
going back on the what February 2nd, Groundhog Day.
Jesus, I wonder what
Punxsutawney
kind of
Phil.
see your shadow match Riho will get in that one.
Oh man, and it was like in Punxsutawney Phil sees a shadow. We get like seven more shows at the Winchester Arena between now and next summer. And then so the
I,
other noteworthy thing we had, we had a couple more noteworthy things. American Dragon, Bryan Danielson versus Colt Cabana. I would have liked this match to go a little bit longer and Colt to get a little bit more in, but I think story wise is actually the right way for this match to have gone. It was cool to see Colt get that hometown love, and man, they're really doing the right thing with Bryan Danielson just killing all the not necessarily always in every case hometown heroes because I don't think there's like a huge groundswell of like uh, support for Alan Angels. Not that there shouldn't be, but he's just not that well known at this point. But destroying all the Dark Order in their hometowns is quite amazing. And I don't know if they had this on the books or they just like looked at the map and where they were scheduled and they're like, this kind of works out. Like, so RIP Alan Angels this week and RIP John Silver next week,
I
most
wonder
likely.
because he said two of the Dark Order members were from Atlanta, so I wonder
Yeah,
who the other one is. That I guess he'll pull double duty Wednesday night and have a match on Rampage too. But
maybe. Yeah, I know the only one that's announced is Angels for Wednesday, but we'll see. And then Eddie Kingston keeps on getting interrupted by 2.0, which led to a match with Danny Garcia on Rampage. But interesting development is they interrupted an interview with Jericho, and Jericho took Kingston's side. And I don't know. I'm really here for that. I'm here for Chris Jericho doing anything outside of the Dark Order at this point. Like, I mean, not Dark Order, Inner Circle. and a team up with Eddie would be fun. I think so. I'd like to see them take on 2.0 together. But let's talk about uh, Chicago's
Second,
exhibition here.
second favorite son.
Yeah, QT
Because
Marshall.
I think they claim I think they claim Jordan, even though he is not from Chicago. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, the first 32 minutes of Dynamite were dedicated solely to CM Punk. He was on TV for 32 straight minutes. He was in a match with QT Marshall that stretched across the fucking commercial break.
yeah.
This show is 2 hours long on a roster that has 150 fucking people on it. Why is one man getting 32 minutes of TV time? Why does this same man get a full fucking entrance on Rampage to go do commentary? I'm I've tried. I have tried. I'm done. I am over. I don't care if he heel turns. I don't care if he gets thrown off a fucking Hell in a Cell. I don't care what you do with him. Quit eating up so much fucking screen time with this guy. I'm done.
I think we need
I
a loss,
I
and for this like reunion tour or whatever to wrestling to end, and just get on with like normal stories, essentially.
he's I don't know. And maybe it's a disservice that Daniel Bryan's out here killing it. Brian
Yeah.
Danielson's out here killing it. Every show he's out here killing it. And he comes to the ring. He wrestles his match. He may get a 1 minute promo point period, slightly longer if Hangman comes out. But he's not out here eating up the entire damn show. Um, and Punk, I don't know. I don't know. He's he. I I'm not terribly impressed with his in ring stuff.
Hmm.
He gets winded a minute into a match, and like it just I don't know. It doesn't do anything for me. So
I
yeah,
think.
he's on a show where the other guy on a Legend tour is just absolutely tearing it down, and Adam Cole exists. So I'm in a world where I don't need CM Punk anymore.
Man, speaking of CM Punk, or and damn Daniel Bryan, man,
Brian
Brian
Danielson.
Danielson, man, I gotta have like a little like a swear jar type thing. I had to put like $1 in every single time to donate to charity or something, and then I'll be broke. Um,
Now
man, I lost my train of thought.
every time the jar fills up, you're required to buy whatever the closest WWE show ticket is that you
Uh,
can get. like your SmackDown ticket.
oh man.
Yay.
Oh, so Adam Cole. So Adam Cole was trending on Twitter. I don't know why I clicked on it. It was basically some dude like comparing like Adam Cole could have been huge on the main roster. Like, look at how he was being booked on NXT, and like now look like how he's being booked on AEW. And had a picture of him with the Young Bucks in the Ghostbusters get up, and then like a picture of him with Orange Cassidy, so as proof that like the booking is terrible at AEW. And I'm like, but he would have been a manager
Yeah.
maybe for Keith Lee, for Bearcat Lee, and probably would have been cut already,
Yeah.
honestly. Um, and it's just, maybe they're right. Maybe there's something like that. And it's just like, it was like, but it's talking about like him doing dumb comedy shit. He's like, oh, he could have been the next Shawn Michaels. But at the same time, it's like Shawn Michaels did plenty of comedy stuff on the main roster. Like the entire
Sure.
Degeneration X run is comedy.
Shawn Michaels was partnered with Janetti. I mean, there's not a whole lot more comedy in wrestling than being partnered with Janetti. So, yeah, like Shawn Michaels didn't come out of the gate Mr. WrestleMania. He had that ladder match with Razor, and he
Yeah.
earned that damn title. Um, And Adam Cole's, yeah, in some small way, it may look like he's spinning his wheels, but at the same time, that man was on screen with Orange Cassidy, who gets the biggest pop at
Yeah,
every AEW show, and Orange Cassidy was a non-factor.
I think I tell you, like every time I watch an Adam Cole match now, it's just like we've been robbed, with the exception of a random, a takeover every, quarter maybe. Like we've been robbed of seeing Adam Cole on a huge stage where he's getting that big old pop that he deserved to have been getting for like the
Yeah,
last several years, and like NXT really just needs to, even in this new iteration, needs to do some sort of touring and some sort of like larger events. I kind of feel like they're not anymore. Like it's all going to be smaller, the small venue and stuff. But whatever, I guess. But that also leads us to Rampage, where we had Bobby Fish and Adam Cole versus Yuta and Orange Cassidy. Um, uh, Funny enough, Yuta in Japanese, I guess, a name meaning means one with many friends. So the fact that he's in the best friends, it works out a lot.
yeah,
Um,
gobble
you know,
gobble, baby.
it was a fun match.
Yeah,
And also one thing I like to see, this match ended with a Falcon Arrow, an Avalanche Falcon Arrow, but this is the first time I think I've ever seen a Arrow, as Excalibur says, done the deal, like to actually finish a match. Like so many people do Falcon Arrows and never finishes a match, and I love to see it actually happen. I mean, it took an Avalanche one to do it, but we're there. Also, just a quick Bobby Fish thing. He's been added to the Mega Champion AAA match, this multi-man match to determine Omega's, the vacated AAA championship there. So that's interesting that he's been added to the match, and it's also his first time he's worked in Mexico, which is also kind of, I don't know, maybe it's not strange if you have no reason to, and if you're in the Northeast. I think he's like Northeast area anyway. But we got Tony Nese actually got a backstage interview, and he wasn't just sitting at the side. And we are getting a match this next week here for the TNT champion Sammy Guevara, and I'm here for it. I think it's going to be a great match. I don't know if they said it was going to be on Rampage or uh, or Dynamite, but we'll find out. Um,
won't matter to me. I will
oh,
be at both.
oh yeah, that's right.
And
Actually,
I already know all 8 reasons Tony Nese is better than me, so I cannot wait for this match. Like that dude's amazing.
yeah.
It's taken a little bit too long to get him into a match like this,
Mm.
but yeah, this that one should be one hell of a show.
I actually skipped over because I was just like, oh, we'll come back to it. But on Dynamite, Thunder Rosa versus Jamie Hayter was excellent. I wanted to save that for like, oh, that'll be the last thing we talk about on that, and I totally forgot. But it was a hard hitting, really good match, and it was kind of the first time for me that I saw Jamie Hayter like really, really bring it, or at least bring it on the kind of the main stage. And yes, there were shenanigans there, but it kind of made sense in that thing, and hopefully gets Jamie Hayter out of this position of with Britt Baker. I think she needs to on Rebel, not Reba, or needs to be with Britt Baker. I think forever. I'm okay with her always being there. She was hired as a makeup artist for AEW, so the fact that she's kind of moved into an on-screen role says a lot. But I think that she's in a good spot.
Yeah, I generally don't like the shenanigans endings, but this one I'm pretty sure no matter what happened, well, we know what happened. Riho won her Black Friday deal, so she's the next challenger.
Yeah,
But I mean, after Riho, they're still going to have to work to build to a new challenger,
yeah,
especially if Thunder Rosa ends up with that TNT belt or TBS belt. Because I mean, obviously, you're not going to have them immediately go into a belt feud there.
yeah.
But I really do. I liked that this setup for Jamie Hayter to break out and be a new challenger because Britt has I mean, she's worked her way through most of the women's roster already. It's getting a little Charlotte Flairish, so it was good to see them quickly realize they need to storyline in a new contender. Um, and Jamie Hayter,
And
I mean, that match was great. Um,
yeah,
uh, another we kind of glossed it, but Kingston Danny Garcia was a hell of a lot better than I had any expectation of. Um, so yeah, I mean, there was great matches on all the shows, but yeah, I actually do like shenanigans endings when they're going to be useful.
yeah. I think like, and again, like we mentioned many times, Moose versus Chris Sabin, which I don't even remember the name of the pay per view now, like that we watched back last summer. Um, but that roll up ending with Sabin and Moose worked perfectly.
Yeah,
And so you can do a roll up ending, which we criticize WWE for all the time. You can do it, and you can do it right, and those two prove that. And after that match with Kingston and Garcia, of course, 2.0 attacked Kingston the moment the bell rang, um, and Jericho went in for the save. So it very much does look like we're getting some sort of match. You may even see it on Wednesday or Friday. Well, you'll definitely see it Wednesday. You might see it on Friday, possibly, or they may save it for another week. Who knows? We'll see.
then again, I'm old as shit at this point, so like they may be like, well, we're gonna start filming Rampage now, and I just like pass out in my seat, uh, unless I get real lucky in the what are they? I don't even know what the hell it used to be Infinite Energy Arena. I don't know what the hell it is now, but
Yeah.
unless they've got my Bang energy drinks, Rainbow Unicorn Forever. Uh, I may doze off halfway through Rampage. Thank God I got the hotel room right in front of the building.
Wow,
Uh,
yeah, that's kind of
yeah,
bad. So the other main big thing, and I hate to, it's not actually in ring or anything like that, but we had someone jump the barricade on Raw last week and tackle. I mean, kind of as big of a tackle as you'd almost expect. Like that guy got a running start and really tackled Seth. It was, in a lot of ways kind of scary. You kind of think about, you hear some of the old guys talk about how like they had to be like escorted out, or like some wrestlers have gotten stabbed, from fans and stuff. And kayfabe's dead, but at the same time, people can take it very seriously. There might have been a mental health issue in this case as well. But there's really not that much between the fans and these wrestlers. And you have to be real quick to not get tackled by security, but it can be real scary.
yeah.
So
He got there quick.
yeah,
Um, like I couldn't even tell where he came from. He came out of nowhere so quickly. But yeah, he hit Seth any lower, I think it could have been bad because he
yeah,
got him hard, but he hit him up top, so he went down like a football tackle instead of getting him lower in the spine where it would have messed him up. But I mean, Seth, thank God he's as conditioned as he is, because he spun that around and had the guy in a chokehold like almost
yeah,
immediately, and held him down till security got there. But yeah, that that's terrifying how quickly he was able to get over the barricade and get to him, to the point where there weren't any security guys giving chase.
yeah.
It took a good long while before anybody even made it out there to like help Seth get him off. Um, so that yeah, a little scary.
Yeah, I saw it from another angle. So like the kind of the section to the right of the stage, like he
Yeah,
came out the back of that section, ran around basically on the front of the stage, or like on the edge of the stage, and then got to set. So he had like a good, I don't know, 20 feet to get that speed before he tackled him. But it seems like we've had a lot, and maybe I'm just thinking about, but since we've had a return to fans, we had that incident with Jericho a few months ago, where that guy got into the ring, and I think Jericho kind of clocked him. I just feel like it's, and maybe just, I don't. It just seems like it's been happening a lot. The interesting thing with about this is it's rumored to be um, that the guy got catfished by a fake Seth Rollins Twitter account, and this is not the first time a fake Seth Rollins Twitter account has caused the real Colby Lopez some problems. Like some lady like showed up at his house, uh, like saying that they were in a relationship and stuff like that, and thankfully he was not there and was looking at this on a Ring door cam um, and interacting with this lady. But it's still like still crazy, man. And who is
Yeah,
this evil Seth Rollins Twitter account that's doing all this? So
and is apparently really good at it.
yeah,
So
so,
yeah,
yeah,
it's nuts. But brighter spots, Raw wasn't bad. Um, there was a lot of wrestling on this show. I can't remember most of it, but the highlight of this show, it's kind of low light underscored by the ongoing saga of the $100 million golden egg. But we got a WWE Championship match between Big E and Austin Theory.
no,
This match was fucking awesome. Um, I remember seeing Austin Theory several years ago, at a little strip mall in Atlanta.
it'd been
Wrestled
great
Trent
if you.
Bur-
It'd been
what?
great if you were like, I saw him at a strip club a couple years ago.
Hell, I think at the time when I saw him, he was only 19,
Yeah,
or something nuts. But I mean, had a match with Trent Beretta, who still had a last name at the time, um, and just the match was great. I could tell that kid was going to be something, but like he's got some star power, man. There's just some kind of weird charisma about him. It's not quite Adam Cole or like Keith Lee level where it just sort of oozes out of him, but
yeah,
but there's something about him. He's gonna be, if he can keep from getting whatever heat it was he got last time he got sent back. Um, I mean, if he can keep his head down and keep doing what Vinnie Mac asks, I hell, sky's the limit for this kid. But
yeah.
that match was great. I was very impressed with that match.
He probably just sneezed in the presence of Vince McMahon, so he had to go back down to NXT to like for Vince to forget about it, so he could come back.
Send him back down for vaccination. Yeah.
uh,
Other WWE stuff this week. The NXT had a triple threat match for the North American Championship. I am all but positive Carmelo Hayes retained
he did.
via some shenanigans, but it was shenanigans that did set up the War Games match. Um, it will be Braun Breaker joining Carmelo Hayes and what is it? The tall kids, Grayson Waller, and there is another heel. Will be taking on the temporary alliance of the artists formerly known as DIY. Uh, LA Knight will be on the old guard team, as will Pete Dunne. Um, so that match should be pretty freaking incredible.
I'm
Um,
excited, but like there already sounds like. I mean, there's not necessarily like. Is there stakes? I'm not sure, but if there's not stakes, there's at least a story there. There's a
yeah,
backstory that you can lean on, and I'm here for that. I'm
yeah.
excited for that.
All
Gargano,
the For the most part, all the guys in the match are involved in feuds of some sort.
mm,
Um, but it most of it is the new guys wanting to take Ciampa's throne.
yeah,
But I mean, you've had Gargano and Dunn in this feud for the North American thing with Carmelo Hayes. L.A. Knight he just wrestled Grayson Waller. Um, that was a good match too. Um,
mm,
but yeah, it's there. There's all these guys on it. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, oh no, they've got a singles match. Cameron Grimes and Duke Hudson will be facing off in a hair versus hair match after Duke Hudson trimmed the beard 2 weeks ago on NXT. Uh, Got to tell you, Cameron Grimes looked great with the kind of cleaned up beard. Like really
Mm.
did. He looked great. Um, and you don't really ever notice it, but he's a good looking dude. Bright blue eyes. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, War Games should be great. If everybody's given ample time to wrestle their matches, War Games should be great.
So, and we're just doing this in the performance center, right? Like,
Yeah, in front of um, Izzy's parents and all of her cronies,
but and
because
the thing,
the rest of us don't get to see NXT shows live for all the trolls.
I
So
just I'm just wondering, just physically, I'm wondering. I'm sure they're going to do it and it's going to look great, but I'm just like, how is that physically going to fit the two rings and the whole thing? I mean, they're going to really have to like kind of rearrange some stuff to make it work. But
probably if they move the commentary desk up to the stage, like up above
yeah,
where the crowd is, it
mm,
should open up enough space. They may have to turn the ring sideways and go corner to corner, but it
yeah,
should fit. It's going to be tight, but it should fit.
yeah.
I don't know where the
Well,
hell they're going to put the cages that they're locked in for each entrant, but that'll
this
be
is to be backstage.
just theme songs go off. That's how we
Yeah.
do this. Um,
Um,
so yeah, it's those matches should be nuts. It should be a good show. You got your advantage matches on NXT this coming Tuesday, which should also be good. Kaylee Ray and shit, which one of the Toxic Attraction women are going to have a
mm,
ladder match, I think. Um, and then maybe Gargano and Grayson Waller are the other one. I'm not 100% sure, but both of those advantage matches are this week on NXT.
yeah.
Yeah,
It'd be interesting. So, also, Gargano signed a week extension, kind of like what Cole did. So he could be to finish out that, and he
yeah,
could be in the first War Games match. I guy was actually surprised me that he hasn't been in a War Games match before. Um, so I'm excited to see
yeah.
him do that. Um, but I really can't tell with him on which direction he'll go. I could see him just doing either or, especially with Candace probably being locked up in her contract by the time she comes back from giving birth and stuff like that. I mean, she'll probably be in that contract at least until the end of the 2022 with the time they'll probably add on to the
Yeah.
contract. So it's like, does he go to stay with WWE? Does he go somewhere else?
I guess at least with
Find out.
at least AEW, you're only gone 2 maybe 3 days a week on a
Yeah.
pay-per-view week, and they can go with you then.
Mm,
But other than that, I mean, Jacksonville and Orlando are not that far apart. Um,
right.
it's what 2.5 hours, so it's really not too much of a stretch if he does jump ship. But yeah, you're her being locked up for another year is probably a hard one to swallow.
Yeah.
Unless they basically flat out tell him like, yeah, your booking's probably gonna go to shit.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
according to Adam Cole, Shawn Michaels may look at him and tell him up front, like, this is what's coming down from the top. Like,
Mm,
do what's gonna make you happy.
yeah. Uh, yeah, and like I think that will be a big bummer for him not being around Shawn Michaels all the time. I think that's like,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, sounds like a dream come true, really. If you're a wrestler, especially his size, uh, he idolized him. So,
that
but yeah,
seems to be the ones that have jumped ship and gone to AEW. That seems to be the one thing that's hardest on them is
hmm,
leaving Shawn Michaels.
yeah. When's Shawn Michaels' contract up?
God, I
So,
don't know, but it can't come soon enough.
uh,
He's not liking this new lack of autonomy that he's got.
yeah. Well, and then I guess Triple H has been back at work, so that's exciting that his health is stabilized to a point where he could do that. So wish him the best, and we're thankful that he's still alive and still with us. That's in real dark the way I put that. But no, Triple H is one of the best to ever do it. So it's. I'm glad that he caught whatever the heart issue was and got that taken care of.
So it's also
Um,
good to hear that nepotism is still alive and well, as Hunter and Stephanie's oldest daughter is now at the Performance Center.
all right. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're probably going to hear something about Shane if as long as he's in good graces there, because I mean his oldest son's probably around the age to maybe start training as well.
Oh
So
shit, are we going to get a new just a rehashing of the no, this is my inheritance storyline? Because
yes,
I mean I'm okay with it. It worked the first time. None of them ended up with the company. But what else do we have this week? I forgot to check in on Moose. I watched SmackDown. Um, it was just more of Roman being awesome. Um, Several matches, and then the roster is so thinned out that when they did a 20-man battle royal to determine who Roman's next challenger would be, it was pretty much everyone who had already wrestled on the show having to
oh
pull double
man,
duty. I think the only guy that went in there fresh was Mansoor. Um, so that was a bit nuts. It got a real shady ending in multiple ways. Jeff Hardy won this thing, or so they made you believe, because the bell rang and he was announced as the winner. Until during his celebration, Sami Zayn slid back into the ring and threw him out, and then the bell rang and he was announced as the winner. During the post-match interview with Kayla in the ring, he got two words out before he was interrupted so that she could break the news that Brock Lesnar's suspension had been lifted. So, sorry, Sami Zayn, but your title
doesn't matter.
opportunity is not going to go well. Um, Unless this is like the super swerve and Sami Zayn's finally going to get beyond the conspiracy that has been holding him down for so long, win this belt, only to be dismantled in about 10 seconds by Brock Lesnar.
Or he
Uh,
actually defeats Brock Lesnar somehow,
that
like
would
that.
be nuts. Maybe
Yeah,
that's it. Maybe Brock was like, I'm tired of having the same match. Give me one of these goofy. Give me this Sami Zayn kid.
yeah,
Because I mean, we've seen when Brock gets to call his shots and like enjoys what he's doing, Brock puts on a pretty good show.
yeah,
So maybe it's that. Uh, I know Brock liked working with Wyatt. He enjoyed that. Um, I know he wanted to wrestle Nakamura, and they still haven't made that shit happen. Um, so maybe we can get to there at some point. He'd have to win another damn Royal Rumble.
yeah.
Um, and then somehow Baron Corbin would steal his championship opportunity, because that's how this shit works, right? Um, yeah, no, hell at this point, I'm locking my pick in for the Rumble winner early. Austin Theory wins the Royal Rumble in 22. Uh,
Well,
he's
the
got
Royal Rumble
he's
that only
got the
has
look.
15.
He's tall, and he's only like 23, so he's exactly what Vince wants.
The Royal Rumble that only has 15 people in the match because they don't have enough people to do it.
Everybody's going to have to pull a Mick Foley and wrestle as three different characters,
Yeah,
just so that we can hit 30. Either that, or it's going to be the worst Legends parade of all time.
yeah,
Uh, they'll have to call the damn Rock and Roll Express in. Um, Shit, who else have we got? Goldberg would get in there and break the record for eliminations, only to be eliminated by entrant number 30, Austin Theory. Uh, at which point, Gage Goldberg would jump on Austin Theory's back, and then we would get a fast lane match between Theory and Goldberg, where he would
oh man,
attempt murder again. Yeah. God, booking is so much fun. We only harp on their booking because they repeat everything so damn often. If they would even just vary things slightly, roll ups work, but not when 6 out of 8 matches on a card end that way. We did the same thing for Full Gear because they They bit each other in every damn match. So it's not just you guys. I'm not part of the cult, as some have started calling it, of AEW. I just, if you book 8 matches on a card, they can't all have the same fucking ending. Like, that's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. Let at least 4 of 8 get clean finishes, like clean normal finishes. Uh, just, you can do screwy finishes in the other 4. Just give me at least the 50% mark. That's all I'm asking for.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll wrap it up there, and we'll check in with you some point next week to see how many matches did Matt sleep through at the the Dynamite Rampage taping.
I don't know. What time did Rampage start? Uh, no, it should be a good
Yeah,
show. For all the weirdness about Cody Andrade should be a great match. I get that. I get to see Tony Nese. I,
yeah.
I've
Sting.
truthfully, I don't recall ever actually getting to see Tony Nese wrestle live outside of the pre-show cruiserweight match in Orlando for WrestleMania.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure that was the only time, and it was him and Cedric Alexander, I think.
Oh, I don't know. I don't
Back
remember.
when you could keep up with who had the cruiserweight belt, because it mattered. It's Roderick Strong, by the way, for those of you keeping count, who will defend his belt at War Games against 245-pound Joe Gacy.
No weight shaming.
Because we can't weight shame people by limiting who can be in the cruiserweight division. Um, go talk to Dana White about this one and
I mean,
see how well that goes.
in WWE sense, you also had Rey Mysterio going for the heavyweight championship, so I do see a little bit of his point.
They never outlined a floor for the heavyweight championship. That I don't make the rules.
Yeah,
Like every combat sport in the world has weight classes for a reason. It's a safety issue. It's never been questioned in terms of making people upset with themselves.
mm-hmm.
There's no efforts to shame. It's so that like Brock Lesnar and Cody Garbrandt, who is like 160 pounds soaking wet, weren't in the octagon at the same time. like he could literally punch through that guy's skull. So it was a little weird, particularly since they have made leaps and bounds in terms of trying to legitimize themselves, even scripted, trying to legitimize themselves as a combat
Yeah.
sport. It felt like a bit funny in terms of going that route with it, but everything about Joe Gacy's irritating as shit, so we might as well keep that trainer rolling.
All right. Well, like, subscribe, ring the bell if you're on YouTube, or whatever thing you can do. I don't know. Tell a friend.
Don't leave
Send
me
a.
any comments about my CM Punk opinions, because I don't care what you think. He's not for everybody. I'm sorry to tell you. He's just
Yeah.
not. But yeah, ring the bell, like, subscribe, share. We're getting into December. And I'm just in a great damn mood here lately.
Mm,
So it's getting to the season of giving. Like, subscribe, share. I keep track of that shit in December, and we start giving away my stuff. I got cool shit back here, so we'll
yeah.
start giving some of it away. Like, subscribe, share, ring bells, milk cows, whatever the hell it is that YouTube wants you to do now, and we will see you next week.
All right.